strongest renditions after JH left, because I think JH is actually a very good staple in the lineup. But for X10 side though, with the addition of Redco being one of the big brainers behind a lot of strategies, plus adding in Esther, which will stir up a lot of the scene itself, because I haven't seen Esther so far a lot in local tournaments. So that's going to be a wild card.
Yeah, definitely. And this is the Bleed Esports lineup. We've got crazyguy, who is from Vietnam, Darion, Juicy, Neff, and as well as Scary, who's a Thai player. So these guys, you know, they've been on top of the MYSG scene for quite some time. They've had some run-ins up against the likes of HyperX as well. So they've got the experience and they've got that firepower, especially adding in crazyguy and Scary. Everybody knows that Vietnamese people and Thai people are just the most incredible aimers when it comes to Valorant. But this is it right here. Super strong, very difficult to deal with. And Neff was the player who actually took over the role of JH, which was the initiator. And Neff himself, he likes to play a lot of Breach, a lot of KO. So, you know, we take those.
Yeah, it's just amazing to see him here now, because I remember with Thames, you know, Thames is left in X10, which he is also a crazy initiator in his own right. And I feel like Neff and Thames are pretty, like, you know, once the rest of their teams that die, they will actually step up to the plate and actually clutch out the rest of the round.
Yeah, definitely.
So now when they're gone, you know, Bleed is just kind of absorbing now Neff in. I can only imagine how XN is going to feel on this side. But if they pick up Redco, I think they should really feel comfortable moving in, going on with Bleed.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just looking at their lineup right here, it is just incredible. They've got Redco, Big Brain Monster, we got Egoist, Thames, Vera, and Wayne, aka I Love Esther. But man, just putting in these big brain players such as Redco, you know, he used to play for LVR, and we've seen the kind of strats that he could pull off up against massive teams. They'd win out. Maybe they wouldn't win out the whole best of 3 series, but you know, they'd gain a map, they'd make it close, and they'd always make it interesting. So I'm pretty excited to see what Redco can bring in towards X10.
I mean, come on, ex-DSMX coach, by the way, Alter Ego in like Indonesia, it's everything. Like, he even played in Shiba and the homies, so just seeing his name like kind of rotate around there. I want to see what kind of value he brings to the team around there. Because as a team of 5, it's not just a single player star show. You want to see how they gel together with each other and how their strengths complement their weaknesses, and that's actually what formulates a really strong team. You know, it's not just a single performance here. I mean, speaking of LVRs, we have Bryce and Shinsei also rotated elsewhere into the other teams, but we'll talk about them when they're about to come back here. So we're going straight in, guys. There's no delays. We got the maps that's coming in right here. Remember, this is best of 3, still round robins format. And you already know, we got Split and Lotus is already in, since we said goodbye to both Breeze and Vine in the midway of VCT Split 1.
Yeah, not exactly my favorite map, so I'm pretty glad that they are out of here. But looking at the veto right now, X10 going to be banning out Haven. Bleed going to be banning out Fracture, and there we go, X10 picking up the good old Lotus. One of my favorite maps to play and just watch, because it's super aggressive. There's always players trying to fight that A-long position, and I think, you know, having a good synergy will definitely work out here in this match right here.
Okay, since I don't know, suddenly sometimes we see Ascend sometimes even being banned and sometimes even being the decider now. The first 2 maps is always going to be highly likely both Pearl and Lotus these days. I think Pearl was easily one of the highest pick rates last season itself. Not last season, sorry, last Split coming in here, and we have Ascent and Split just being banned out. Icebox will be our decider, so welcome to the new era of Valorant. You gotta get used to Lotus and Pearl now, guys.
Yeah, it's either Ascent or Icebox, which is usually the decider map, but this time around it is Icebox. But man, I mean, just looking at the stats, you see X10, they've actually got a 100% win rate on that out of 2 games.
Okay.
Out of 2 games, you know, so they beat both Enigma and Bleed in those 2 games. So it shows that they've definitely have the experience on this map right here, even though it's new. And I'm excited to see if Bleed has come up with some counter strats.
Gotta practice this up, right? Even though you only came in midway into Split 1 here, but if Bleed chooses Pearl, I don't doubt that as well. I mean, their win rate on Pearl is also 100%. 6 games played, by the way, from Bleed. All games won. That means something, okay? That in the end, you know, we want to see whether when it actually comes down to the decider, because Icebox can be anyone's game. The last time I remember I see was it X10 or Enigma on Icebox and they
Mic hơi
performed
nhỏ
under their
tại cái
minds,
mic này nó
but
cũng
then
không
Bleed themselves, ever since
mic này nó cũng hơi dở.
2022, their Icebox performance has always been top tier. So it will be interesting even if X10 can bring it to a game 3 first. High hopes for that.
I mean, I would not be surprised. You know, X10 winning out their first map pick, Lotus. I mean, Bleed picking out Pearl with 100% out of what all these games. You know, it is incredible. So it could go either way here. We might just be going all the way to Icebox, but we have to watch how these guys play it out. Who is going to be the better team and who has the better composition
Mình
here
luận nhỏ
down
lại
here
á,
in Lotus.
nhỏ lắm rồi ấy.
So in Lotus, we already know what's the name of the game. It's a pretty small map when you think about it. You want to rotate around. God damn, your footsteps will be heard from a mile away. Your circle of audio radius is actually so big in Lotus for some odd reason. Like, who cares about rotating doors, even though it's like a gimmick, like the teleporters in Bind. But like it's a good gimmick. It's like one straight row. You can go from either A link to instantly to B, switch up your rotation instantly, and catch the defenders off guard. So it's very tough for defenders to really hold if your attacking strat is overpowering.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you have agents like Juicy on that raise, you've got a Scary on that Omen who is just have the ability to make your way on towards site and just go ham. It is definitely going to be super hard for the defending team to deal with. But you know,
Không hiểu hôm nay không có clip YouTube, thôi xem tweet cũng được.
Having the crazy guy on the stage, while they do have a Cypher and a Sky on the other side here.
But every agent
a bit of a difference here and there, but the core agents are there.
Everyone is different except for an Omen. Like the only reason like you will ever pick an Omen is just because of the potential one way.
Let's go.
Astra can't really do that in this map. You can argue that Rim can't even. You can't target the Rim smokes accurately. But the stars, no. I've tried it. It's impossible. You can't do one ways with that.
But I feel like having the Astra on the team is pretty useful when it comes to postman. You know, and on that C site you have that postman position where you plant towards the corner of the site. The rest of your team plays towards mound, and all you gotta do is kind of just take it easy and shoot whoever's trying to go for the.
Right. It kind of really depends on
Let's go.
Play style. Like you said, there's no agent comp that is just supreme for a certain map. It really should complement the player's play style. Like you can run triple duelist for all I care, but it's only matter if you can execute it.
That's true.
And get to a post-plant position. So it just seems that Cypher is always almost a must, I believe, in this map. But you can argue that a Killjoy almost takes its place sometimes just because of how small the defending places are. Everywhere a Killjoy can be, like your alarm bot and your turret is most likely still activated.
Yeah, I really like Killjoy on this map because you have a lot of different opportunities where you can actually put down that lockdown and really secure that site.
Haha, Công Anh đầu ngố.
Right here, right now, heading into the first game here of split number 2. You can already see Bleed slowly making their way here towards that C site where Egoist
đầu Uppo
has a little bit of assistance alongside Wayne. So
game hơi nhỏ thì lại cho lên.
Waterfall side here, but we got engagement up on B. That's
10% nha.
This is so tough.
Thấy được chưa?
One of your defenders die at a certain site, and then the position is just compromised for defending. Here we go, though, but Evo is putting in some numbers. Crazy guy, figures out Wayne. They'll be on 3-on-3 left.
Just insane. They tried to go for a little bit of fakey, but look at where their last remaining players are from Bleed. Already in towards that C site, in towards Waterfall, and now hoping to wrap towards B, but the spike is actually down towards, well, the other side where you can see the 3 players are remaining. It's going to be tough here for them to actually do a little bit of damage, do a little bit of executing, especially when the rotating doors are coming out. But they do manage to take down 2, and it's a 1 versus 1. But
It's not enough.
takes them down.
They could just camp spike. It dropped out there at B. It seemed that they had a commanding position to actually run into it. But no, I see like X10 just retaliated with the perfect amount of, I would say good feedback. Doesn't matter like how many members they lose at the start, as long as they can make do with the numbers remaining.
Exactly.
And take the round, and that's a round against Bleed. Still early on though, no rifles just yet. We got the pistols and anti-eco right now for X10.
And it was very close. It got down to that 1v1. It just did not, was able to connect those shots. But nonetheless, very slow pace here coming in from Bleed, taking control of that B hall, I guess, B main position. Got Wayne just around the corner. Gonna go for a peek, and he finds 3s, only good for 1 as the trades do come in. Bleed actually come out on top here, picking down 2 members, and they retrieve a Spectre in their hands.
Yeah, can we talk about
players.
that's actually Classics getting tons of kills. And this is Bleed coming out on top of X10's anti-eco.
Exactly.
What just happened?
This is Bleed, man. I mean, this is what you expect from a team like them. They've got so many staff here behind them to really just support them all the way through. And the thing is with these players, when they're down 4v5 or when they're down in eco, they still have so much potential to win out the round. But there we go, Scary picking up 4, 1 away here from the shadows, and well,
that's
all tied up.
I mean, that's some bonus for Bleed here. You talk about early round economy, like it does stack. So this is 100% not what X10 is looking for, and you can really feel like the favor actually shifting towards Bleed now. And this is just a team that you cannot give them an inch because they won't take a mile, like they will take light years for Bleed. Every round is crucial for X10 here.
Definitely. I mean, this is just super tough to deal with. But nonetheless, the other thing is they even put the spike down as well. So just so much assistance here when it comes to the economy. Egoist will spot a couple of players just moving up towards this C site. Got the Sheriff in his hands to do a little bit of damage with, but
yeah, A is always open. They haven't really attempted A so far, but I think, but Bleed's problem, no, not Bleed's problem, Bleed's advantage is that they actually don't have to push the issue. They're actually waiting for X10 to kind of make the first move first, despite Bleed being the attackers. But you know, with X10, you gotta understand their discipline. And it shows. Discipline is here. Main, Crazy Guy is really taken out first. Let's see if X10 can make this anti-eco weapon work. I talked about them, haven't even tried A, but A seems to be the way to go for this round.
Definitely, they have cleared out 3 already, so they don't really have to worry about this position. Vera still has the paint shells to work with, so this could do so much damage if it actually connects with Neff. Does a little bit of damage here as he falls back. Oh no, no damage at all. But nonetheless, 5v4, what can they do? A couple of Sheriffs, a couple of a single Marshal, and a couple of Classics to work with. So they have all the utility.
This is the best round for X10 to take out members of Bleed now, because that will force some of them to not have buy for the next round. The instant I said that, we only have Egoist last man standing. I was trying to say if X10 can take out even 2 members of Bleed, it would be good enough. Yeah, that's true. That's a phantom happening.
Chị có cam rồi, lúc đó ai có người ship cho rồi.
NT here coming in from Egoist. All these footsteps being heard. He's trying to look for the kill. He connects with 1, the second, but he will, of course, get taken down in the end.
Yeah, well, Egoist needed to show up. He really did. He took out 2 when I was talking about it. I was really afraid that Bleed's gonna run away with 4 members left alive, and he showed up. I remember the interview that we had with Egoist that one time. I don't exactly remember the contest, but just know that he's such a cool, chill little dude there. He's just there trying to do his job, even though that he was not part of the main roster earlier on, you know. And now he just...
Egoist has just been a pretty big name here in the MYSG scene. I remember from the old days in the first time VCT came out, I still remember how strong this Egoist can be.
Hey.
Super quick control here of a Rubble. Vera does take down 1 with that Phantom, and that's exactly why you want the Phantom over the Vandal in these quick, full mobility kind of situations. 4 versus 5, and Bleed now found slowly making their crosshairs here towards the C site.
Good gamble to push up there on A earlier on.
For traps that Egoist have set up.
It's just you just need 1 Egoist on C. That's about it. A Killjoy won't be able to provide this much protection at the earlier start. Yes, he has the best area denial, but I sincerely think
lots of damage.
That's a pre-fire through the smoke as well. It's like they knew where the doors were. It's so debilitating. So many angles to check in Lotus, and so many vulnerabilities if you can spy just that pixel perfect shot to pre-fire.
Sky Ultimate has been popped. They will have a lot of information on where these plays are heading. They still have 40 seconds left here on towards the clock. And heading towards either of this B or the C side is definitely going to be difficult because you've got Egoist here. You still have the traps available, and it's definitely going to be tough here. But Crazy Guy from the top of the wall does actually spot him towards the backup side, towards the bend. Slowly they're making their way in towards the and they shut them down. Round 4 easily secured by X10.
Oh, they actually got blocked out there by Crazy Guy's wall, I think.
Như cứ ra nào Công Anh giết được người là ra đây thua.
He was meant to block the path of Waterfall.
Correct.
But the fact that I think it was Wayne who just instantly broke down the wall.
Phải ra nào set đầu thì team mới thắng được.
Best part is crazyguy actually got a disgusting kill onto Wayne before he was actually blinded, paranoid. That was an insane shot. I thought that Bleed had that round, but the timer wasn't working in their favor. Egoist was still alive, the trap wires were still there, and it was just proving too tough for Bleed to actually break in. And this is X10's map pick. If anything at all, they should be comfortable in all the responses that they can dish out.
Yeah, it's
for
definitely
Bleed.
showing. Definitely showing. All tied up now. Force coming up here from Bleed. They're able to pick up 4 rifles, but a single sheriff here in the hands of Darion. Slowly looking to make their way towards his B site. Super passive play, and this one single dog here from Sky will clear out A main. They actually clear out this whole position, so you can see already Vera rotating towards
A xong rồi em mới đến SEA Games mà. Có ai bảo là SEA Games xong đến mới đến SEA 2 đâu.
Not Cage, sorry. We see that, I mean, all audio cue signals that is going to be a C push in. So Egoist has to play back, wait for his team, get this retake. It's still all 5-on-5 situation. They can do a full-on retake and just give Bleed the plan.
Definitely. X10, they do have the better weapons here, but oh, what a beautiful aftershock. It does force Neff off that position, but it will not stop the plant. But he actually has the Rolling Thunder to work with. This is going to be massive if he can actually just hit all of these players as they're making their way in towards the site. He does actually hit it, but no one is coming in for the trade. And Egoist somehow, while being hit, while being affected, just takes the head off of Juicy. Everybody else now wrapping in. Trying to just stop, trying to go for this defuse. The flashes come in, but they hold it down so well. Redco's already got it down to half. 1 versus 1, and he's sticking it. He's sticking it to win it. Pros don't fake an X10. They get the third.
Yeah, they don't have to fake it. The smoke was just there. Dissipated at the very last second after the defuse was completed. Yes, X10 lost a lot of members, but they still got the round. It was tough. It was close. Bleed almost ran away with that one. You know that if you plan for that, you're just open for main, open for the spray down if that happens. And X10 still got it. Throughout every single thing that Bleed is trying to do, X10 manages to find a response somehow. Amazing gameplay from X10 we see so far. Right now, Bleed is still, they still have the reins. Like, they can control the pace of the game, but the only thing is about X10, how can they ride the same speed as how Bleed is actually going in there? Because if you know anything about Bleed, you know, 2021, 2022-ish, it's all about their pacing. And to keep up with Bleed is very tough. And it's very rare that I see teams like Enigma Gaming or X10, even a bit of, I mean, just showing up how they can actually pace up together with Bleed.
Yeah, definitely. Bleed's super explosive. You know, you got players, well, like Juicy for once on that raise. You've got a player from Thailand who's just all about aiming. And it's tough. We see them... we see them get aggressive so well, and this time around, X10 has found a way to kind of just slow things down here.
Yep.
Nonetheless, nice and slow. You can already see them making their way in towards that A-Link. It's going to be a full-on B or wrap here from both the door and the main position, but ooh, Redco takes down 2 before going down. The res does come up, but they will get the spike down. So 4 versus 4. It is a bit of an eco coming in from the side of Bleed, but can they pull this one off? The Sheriff's doing so much work as Darion takes down 2.
You can't disrespect Bleed, man. They are just absolutely crazy on the pistols. Vera finding it a little difficult to connect the spray down. Crazyguy somehow still makes it work. Dude, this guy is literally a classic god. Just, like, till date, it's only 6 rounds in. And I've seen him getting like, what, 3-4 kills against rifles.
But Darion, though, I mean, you gotta give it to him. Getting those 2 frags with those Sheriffs. Oh.
No, my attention is just crazy, guys. That guy is... I don't want to say that guy is crazy, but like, please. I mean, the name, it's in the name.
He's insane. He's insane.
Insane guy. Insane dude.
Wow. That Thrifty forces now X10 into their own Thrifty here. Can they make this work? Sheriff's a shorty. And a frenzy on Wayne. They are on the defensive side, so you know these pistols can do a lot of damage.
Sao không có tiếng á?
They can hold these little cheeky corners, get those shots off, but
are they Bleed? That's the question.
It's the question.
The camera was on Darion and he got 2 nasty headshots with that Sheriff previously. I think that was easily what won them the round as well. It's like, you know, Crazyguy getting a 3K. Of course, it's all him, but you know, you asked me to put my attention on Darion, so I will.
Oof. I mean, I think if it wasn't for DyAC that previous round, you know, it would have been a bit more difficult for crazyguy to get that 3K.
True. I mean, I'm not taking that away from him in any case. This is definitely not a bleed cosplay. I would say from extent. They can't land the same level of shots.
That is true. That is true.
And it's a flawless one for Bleed too. So it's not like X10 actually took out any of the members. Economy really matters now because it is so close. It is so tight. The moment one team gives 2 rounds of economy to the enemy, it's over.
And you can see it's X10. They're going to have to force to call this timeout and see what can they do with this kind of situation. They've gone aggressive. They were able to take the control of A Rubble, but every time Bleed were to come out of that A main A Rubble position, they don't go aggressive. You know, they just find the wrong timing to get aggressive towards Rubble here from X10.
Người thông cảm cho mình không thích nghe tiếng to lắm. Bình thường mình nghe tai nghe hay nghe cái gì mình nghe nhỏ xíu à. Còn Công Anh suốt ngày bật to đùng lên nữa.
Retake here, especially since they've got the Rolling Thunder, they've got the Showstopper as well from Vera.
You gotta remember that Juicy also has his Showstopper, which hilariously enough, we haven't seen him really pop off so far in the previous rounds. So I'm just waiting for him to kind of shine here. Whereas the one that's kind of a sleeper right now is actually Neff. He hasn't really shown up so far just because crazyguy and DyAC was dominating so much the previous rounds. But guys, we got a best of 3 here to kind of witness. So hold your horses. We're only in game 1 here.
VALORANT sau ngay phút vẫn nghe bình thường mà, chẳng qua là nó không to thôi.
Might not be popping off yet, but maybe next map. You know, maybe they're just saving their energy here. Nonetheless, super slow pace once again. Aggressive from X10 towards that A Rebel position, but the rest of Bleed now slowly wrapping towards this B and the C site. Looks like they're going to be making their way towards B. There's the Showstopper being popped and actually making their way towards Link, but actually it does not connect towards Redco at all. He's hiding in the corner. The dog comes in, Rolling Thunder. Everything is just being popped off here on towards the site. Crazyguy and Scary's good for 1.
Yeah, he points up in an advantage point there. That's why crazyguy could actually catch everyone who actually wants to come in for the retake.
Massive shot from Vera though. That's going to be a pretty massive kill here to kind of just stop the crossfire happening that Bleed had on towards that B site.
But they're still together. Guess who's in upper? That's actually Juicy.
And look at the spike.
He's an infiltrated defender spawn now. They just gotta play for his information. And that's exactly why the remaining 2 members of Bleed is all the way defaulting in A.
I'm not sure if he spots Vera in this position. They're not going to be expecting this at all. The wall was blocking. Juicy already made his way towards stairs. He cleared out A Rubble and all that, but with the position that where he was from, he just could not see that that one position he was playing.
Okay, this is all Juicy time now. We said that he didn't show up.
Can he make the juice?
It's actually Juicy time, maybe.
Oh, gets the first frag. That's going to be a good start here. He will have just enough time to get that spike down, but no more abilities to work with. It's all gunplay here, and Egoist is just posted up and ready. Shuts him down and tie things up here.
Wonderful play there by X10. It's literally all Vera on that one. Based off his team's information, he may had a tingling they might be just pushing up through A, and he was right. 2 very crispy shots poised up there. Filthy croucher as he is. This is close. You'd be surprised that all the equal rounds that they lost earlier, and you think that the opponent will be racking up an economy right now. But no, if you look at the economy of Bleed, they aren't really ahead by a mile. It's just like crazyguy and Juicy probably has to buy for 2 more rounds. That's about it. And Neff, but still really close. As long as X10 isn't really forced into a big equal round after round after round, they should be fine.
Most of these rounds have been going down to 1v1s, 1v2s, so a lot of them have been losing so much money. There was that one flawless round from Bleed to keep things a little bit more healthy, but this time around, already so much information being gained on that C site, but just so many steps being made towards A. Tams is just going to have to fall back, wait for the rest of the team to come in here before he comes in for that retake.
They have everything for the retake too. Got Seekers. Vera also still has his pain shells to kind of flush one out for anything. They're all coming around to defend the spawn. That's about it. Here's the Seekers we talk about. It will be coming out. 1 flash, 2 flash actually going to come in here if anything. But Juicy is already poised. That's Thames down instantly. Gonna after.
Oh my goodness, these headshot angles just super strong here. And Crazy Guy is just, well, insane.
Okay, that's already over. Only great core left standing, and he is on 45 HP. Nothing much that he could do.
I mean, they're just holding these angles. They're walking in towards the crosshairs, and with the crosshair placement from Bleed is just phenomenal. To easily just press mouse 1 on their heads of X10 as they try to make their way on towards side. Dang.
Yeah, I mean, Bleed is not really leading by a mile,
but they're kind of showing dominance. They're having
they will always
momentum.
be showing dominance. That's the thing. It's a matter of like, okay, so that's the thing about a race car, right? It's always going fast, and the only reason it ever goes slow is through a pit stop, right? That's it, just to fix it up. So
fair point.
We haven't really seen X10 being able to put up a significant lead so far in this game. I mean, I won't discredit them of their previous performances, though. I mean, for the grand finals of Split 1, even though they lost 0-3 against Bleed, they still put up a very, very close fight.
I mean, it's X10 here. These guys have been all together for quite some time. But the thing is, they brought in 2 new members as well. You know, I'm sure throughout the rest of this split too, you know, we've got a very long group stage, as you were saying. And that's the time where they kind of build the chemistry together to go up against these crazy teams. And I'm sure in the end of this group stage, there'll definitely be a team to be, you just cannot let your guard down. Bleed finds the opening.
While we talk about a Pico's advantage, that just worked in favor for Scary. And A is just completely clear, like this again.
I mean, just look at how they play combat. They play contact, sorry. They play the contact play there. They walk all the way up towards A. They get, as soon as he got that frag on towards Thames, you saw the rest of the team. You heard everything just kind of get thrown out, the wall, the flashes and everything. Nonetheless, this eco not looking too great. Wayne is good for 1, but he will eventually get taken down. 4 versus 1, and it's all ego was...
Lucy never even need to get the kill. Like, the paint shells would have actually just ended Wayne.
Exactly.
Wayne was just, alright, I'm at drop, so I will also drop. Haha. Yeah, another one for Bleed. Told you. The moment when the team starts to get 2 rounds, good morale boost for Bleed. And they will gladly want to take this round. Ego has to drop to this spike. Eco frags, we can understand this. It's only a matter of like how many rounds you can give Bleed before X10 starts to actually be worried.
2-round lead now coming in from Bleed. Of course, their economy as well is just massive at this point. X10, they will be able to buy up this time around. But the way Bleed is playing is just, you know, just a very, very strong default, you know. Or they'd always change the pace. They'd go from default, play that contact like we saw the previous round, towards walking up towards B and being super explosive. You know, so it's very hard for X10 to...
That's why I say they got range. It's like, no matter what they want to do, it's they're in the driver's seat first. They're play. So,
đầu tiên là mình kiếm được hôm nay. Cảm ơn bạn rất nhiều.
The certain rounds, if they
Nhưng mà nói về tài khoản của Công Anh,
become the attackers. But we are about to end the first half in. It's going to be close. I mean, what's the worst that can happen here? 4-8 for them. I mean, the best for X10 is 6-6.
I think definitely have what it takes to pull this off, but Juicy gonna be pulling out that Roomba. Should be clearing out Wayne, and oh, it does. They know he's here. Tons of damage has been dealt here towards him. The aftershock, not the aftershock, the Rolling Thunder does come in.
Good
left
movement.
with 11 HP.
Just Omen things, guys. You gotta understand, you gotta recognize. Omen's just dropped for that. Crazy Guy is instant reaction, but he instantly gets second peeked there by Vera. Perfect coordination. Taking out, I mean, when you take out Crazy Guy, you gotta start feeling good. Problem is, the plant still hasn't come down. Juicy will push forward. He wants to locate someone at Link, but he might just get shot behind. That's Thames, he's ready. Takes out Juicy just like this. Got Red Cold, gets return killed for that. Bleed still in driver's seat. 3-on-3.
3-on-3, and the fact that 11 HP is there on Wayne, they will get aggressive. They want to clear out these angles, and they will just fall back. The spike is already making its way towards A, and a Scary picks up another one as he falls back. The fadeaway from Bleed.
Dậy xây đi! Dậy mà xây đi! Dậy xây đi!
Round 11.
I love how you said that.
I mean, they were walking away, they were running away, they're trying to rotate, but they just walking towards the crosshair.
This is like,
away,
yeah, it's like basketball, right? Like,
exactly.
Goodbye. And then you just take the kill. Perfect plays by Bleed now. They're definitely feeling comfortable despite, you know, having a good bang, but it's already ending the first half. So, don't care about economy, but if you're X10, that's not full buys. Kind of trying to make do. Showstopper hasn't really been getting any kills this game from both sides.
And the fact that we're heading in towards Pearl, Bleed's map pick, their 100% win rate map, it's tough. Temps as well, pushing up a little, getting a little too aggressive there. Unfortunate. The rest of Bleed now playing the good old default. Vera has a little bit of a an idea of pushing up towards his A long position. Oh no!
My God, Egoist.
Đang yên đang lành lại sấy.
But that is a very high likelihood of Bleed probably just taking this round. Egoist should not have died there. The opening now from Juicy, this is a zoning showstopper.
Jenkie học xong rồi
it gets them
đang chờ chứng chỉ luôn.
I mean the side at least.
It does tons of damage to Redco as well. He's down to 54 from that showstopper. But while all that was happening, Vera was actually able to push up towards A long and actually take down DyAC. So kind of made things a little bit easier for this retake. The Killjoy is no longer in this. Never mind. She's back. But nonetheless,
I mean, his
retake is on the way.
I mean, Seaside is just a great place to plant, especially when the breach. The aftershock is there. It stops any form of defuse possible from your enemy team. That's, I just love planting that spot, man. It's so tough to even hold it. It's like, it's reminiscent of Haven, right? You plant C, you plant open. There's very little you can do to actually stop that plant. And the stupid part about this is that it's more, it's a tighter angle,
it's
right?
much more easier to just spray them down. I mean, Redco maybe in that 1v1, he was able to get that defuse, but there's 5 players alive from Bleed, just spamming you from Mound.
But that was a lot.
It's just difficult to deal with. You're not Neo from the Matrix.
You are not Neo. Man. Talk about how X10 needed to be in the driver's seat now to try to command a location/objective.
They can't even make a dent.
I know, I understand, Raze. Please stop. Yeah.
Had to add salt to the wound there.
Yeah, it has to be. 4 rounds deficit is still okay for X10, I feel. As long as they just hold their morale. It's Bleed you're going up against after all.
Very, very slow. I mean, when you're 4 rounds down, when it's 8-4, it's difficult here to kind of get aggressive, to just play your own game. You kind of got to take it slow, not make any mistakes here. And that's exactly what you see X10 doing. You know, once he gets a little bit closer, then they can start going ham. They can start playing aggressive, but nonetheless, already information was given. He did spot a couple of players here coming out towards A lobby. That's 3 now spotted on towards the map.
Yeah.
Kind of just slowly chipping away this wall. They've managed to break it down.
I like how they play it slow. They kind of just forces Bleed to think that they may be split, but in all reality, in all actuality, they're all together up on A. So that's going to be a 3 rush in. Very basic, I guess. But if it works, it works. But crazyguy is still alive.
Ooh, massive fault line. So much damage done with that nade as well.
Okay.
Vera takes down 2 when he only sees 1 in his crosshair. The rest of X10 just wrap around and take them all out as they're rotating here on towards the site. Just a full-on X10 infestation on this A site.
Beautiful take. I mean, when I said that crazyguy and Juicy, they were alive on site. You were wondering how Juicy died, right? Or is it crazyguy? That was the pain shells that got the kill.
Oh, Juicy.
Yeah, that was Juicy for sure. Okay, X10 taking out DyAC. Gonna be a fast round here for X10. Not losing a lot of members is kind of pretty good. It's going to fund the economy for Bleed. Every kill is also economy, technically.
Yeah, definitely. Every kill is a point in the orb, into your ultimate as well. But that combo from Redco and Vera, the fault line on towards the site, towards the back of site. Vera threw the nade towards the back of site. It took down Juicy. He could not make it out of there alive, of course, because you're concussed. And yeah, just a 1 for the books, 1 for you guys watching at home. If you have a duo who likes to play Breach, do a lot of these different plays as well.
Please main Breach, guys. Breach is so good.
Super strong.
Like, yeah, I know you got the Sova with the beautiful lineups. Also Fade lovers out there. Shout out to Sky mains too. But you gotta like Breach. Breach is just an amazing agent. But the thing is that you gotta coordinate with your team.
Yeah, that's the problem.
A lot about it. It's not a solo agent for sure, but if you're playing a team comp, here we go. Who's in there? DyAC gets found out there by Vera, who was flying in. Gives no damn whatsoever.
Came in with like a drive-by, straight to the head. Just unfortunate. Vera's able to make his way towards the top of heaven here.
4 bullets left, but he's got his teammates for him.
Oh, the synchronized jump. Finds one.
Hello? Classic? Okay, he gets it in the end.
Classic's the better weapon, I guess.
I don't know how Bleed does this. Like, their classic kills are just admirable. Every shot it lands, and that is definitely going to be a dent in economy for X10 here, considering it's their anti-eco. The reason why we talk a lot about economy after pistol rounds is it usually dictates the pacing of the next few rounds too. If your rifles are slowed down, you kind of at a disadvantage most of the time.
Definitely, and if you buy a Spectre here, you lose it in this round, trying to buy your teammates a weapon or trying to buy up all your utilities might be an issue. Missing that one utility might.
But I'll still give it to X10. They still took the round from Bleed, right? Both pistols and anti-eco. Compared to like the 1-1 we saw earlier on, right?
That was tough.
That one, Bleed definitely stole it from X10. Don't think they were happy about it, right? Now X10's here to play. I told you, Lotus is so attacker favorite. If your defending side is not coordinated, you will get run over. I mean, now Bleed's on the defending end. I just want to see what X10 can put on the table. They've tried A so far, it has worked. But then again, that's because that's a pistol round too. They played it slow.
Vera as well, he's starting to fire up. He's warmed up and ready to go. Just jumping in towards the sights and just being able to pick players off left and right. Exactly what you want to see. Definitely want your duelist to be just on form. He's picked up the orb here. He's secured the showstopper, and DyAC notices that. He instantly just falls back. He does not want anything to deal with the showstopper, but that setup from Killjoy just does so much damage here.
Vera almost died for that. Was he concussed? I think he was, right? He was definitely sitting on the nanostorm for a while. There was no reason why he should have sat in there longer than he should, but here we go. Let's see how this retake works out right now. Juicy is in, takes out one instantly already, and now looking towards Tree. He's got a couple, but I'll try to stick the defuse, fake a little bit, but Vera was invisible.
Crazy guy with just the perfect timing to peek out. He's able to take down so many of these members. Oh, look at Wei just spamming through the smoke. Paint shells come out, it's all scary. Up against the 1v1. Up against Vera. Sons of damage done, but oh, Bleed. Secure it. Scary through the smoke.
How's that pre-fire? No reason to peek there. Coming out through smoke just a little bit, compromising your position.
He just gave away his position. He made that sound cue, and Scary was just able to instantly just flick towards him and take him down through the smoke. And that's not something you can do up against the likes of players of this caliber. It is just super tough to deal with.
That was not one for Bleed to take, but guess what? We are on the 6-9 score.
But to be fair, bonus round was for X10. They were able to take down 4 players from Bleed.
Okay, yeah, you're actually right. I forgot about that bonus round. So it just means that X10 still technically has the full buy here, despite Vera going for the judge on his own right.
Oh, what a setup coming in, but Wayne was able to take down Juicy as he's running here in towards them. Neff,
the back turn.
Vera is here. Neff is trying to get aggressive in towards the smoke.
Monka. He almost died.
He survived with 63 HP. Somehow that judge just did not connect enough here for him. But, well, once again, contact play here for X10. They know they have the man advantage. Fall back, play as a team, and hit that one site together.
You talk about being the disciplined part, so they knew they didn't want to come into B already, but the problem is DyAC. He's also poised there. That's a Guardian shot. Third shot connected, but took a while, so Vera still has enough time to get one trade. Oh, I mean, X10 is still looking good, despite Bleed still having the lead here.
Oh, that's a good nade for backside. Taking that into the notes.
Noted.
Noted with thanks. That's a save there, coming in from...
Yeah, they're not going.
They're just chilling towards that B and C site.
They will not have buys the next round, so at least 2 rifles is going to carry on good. Great Coast kind of looking forward to... Actually, speaking of which, who's the IGL now for X10? You should be Red Coast, right? Because
he's got the experience.
Neff was the IGL for X10, and he left. So I can only imagine if Red Coat takes over that spot.
It wouldn't be a surprise. You know, he's got the experience. He's been a coach. He's been an IGL for LVR, and he definitely has a lot of experience under his belt. But you know, as a new player in towards a new team, do you really let the new member become the IGL? You know, he's got to go through the initiation or some sort.
Yeah, if anyone knows in chat, by the way, do let us know. Like, we're curious if Red Coat is actually just straight up the IGL right now. Okay, so 2 rifles safe for bleed. We talked about that. That's probably okay. Thought they might just give it to Juicy and crazyguy or something, but I think they may be discussing about it. Maybe call a timeout. Like, this is definitely okay to call one.
I think they just leave it on both these 2 players because they still probably have the armor, you know, so you don't need to waste 400 or 1K for the armor on either of the players.
It's a full save. It's not even a couple of buys coming out from bleed, so if there's no way X10 loses this, right? But I might just jinx it, seeing how the eco rounds have been happening in this past game.
It's been pretty disgusting of bleed, you know, especially when they've got sheriffs, frenzies, even a classic in the hands of crazyguy we saw earlier. Just cannot be let down. 7-9. X10, they should be winning this one out, and they should be slowly coming back here with this score. Juicy just making so much noise, but does he have a clue that there's 4 players already and waiting just around the corner? That is the question.
Still playing slow despite the fact they know that they might be saving. And they are jetting on out of there.
Yeah.
Dude.
Smart play though. You know, they recognize that one of the rifles are on towards that C site, and they just instantly fall back.
Okay. And that just signals that A is free for the taking. Even Durion is the only one on site, and he doesn't have the weapon himself. Vera commits 2 blast packs for that. He's out of utilities. So he's gonna rely on that gunplay. Gotta wait on it real quick there. There is a fault line coming in. It will connect on him whatsoever though. Somehow finds Durion and Scary in there. Wish we got Temp's perspective as well, but that is definitely a cross hopping between these 2.
RIP crazyguy. Last man standing has been spotted. Juicy does take down 2 quick, beautiful shots there. Showstopper to work with, but 12 HP.
The Araxis is just
clean.
Crunchy. It's crunchy.
This is one of my favorite skins, I have to say.
I missed the bundle. I'm scared. Sorry for deviating, but we're just gonna talk a little bit about how the retake was going to be attempted by Bleed. Just never really came through. Still take out 2 members of X10 though, and it is wonderful, I'd say.
Bank is slowly building though for X10. They shouldn't have any issues here going for the buy, but for Bleed now, it all comes down to this. You don't want to tie things up. X10 you can already see slowly coming up here, slowly have the advantage, have the favor in their hands, especially with the ultimates that they could work with. Vera has been playing insanely well, 21 frags, but on the other side you can see Scary, 21 frags here for him, and the fact that he's on that Omen, it just makes him even more scary.
Instant rubble control. You gotta really take that if anything, but
yeah, we haven't really seen Bleed.
We never see them try to really bounce out to rubble to just push the issue, right? So there's the thing about Lotus. I was talking to you about how the pace of the game is really set by attackers. If the defenders don't really push out, take control of either C long or B, it's really hard. When I say the map is small, it just means that all proximities are pretty close, but to walk, it's still pretty far. And if you're attackers, you have to commit to a site. Chances are, most of the time, you take control of rubble first if you're not really pushing to B.
There we go. There's this guy ultimate, the showstopper being popped as well. All of these ults being popped here from the side of X10, forcing their way here on towards this A site. And well, that's it. Not going to connect at all. Now a 5v5 retake going to be coming in from Bleed. Can they make this work? Vera just super aggressive. The fault line comes in perfectly, but Bleed from so far away. DyAC was able to take down 1. Juicy finds a second here for this retake.
Oh, this is just out galore. We got Rolling Thunder as well. We're pushed back Scary just a bit though. Pretty awkward, but he's got triple already. He's going up, making a shot. And it's another one for X10 in the books. They will tie it out 9-9. So much util dumps happening there on site.
What a wrap coming in from Wayne. That was just an incredible flank, and he didn't even use his ultimate to begin with. So
What a rap, get it? Dude, it's a rap. Straight up, that guy literally...
A rat!
I'd say. And I just got information. It is actually Redco, the IGL. Thank you, production. Appreciate it.
TQ?
TY? TYVM. Sorry.
TQVM.
Dude, I have a huge pet peeve of people saying TQ.
I know.
It's you, not Q. Like, you know the point, right? You get my point? 10 years ago, I heard people saying it. I'm like, that makes no sense.
Exactly.
That's not an abbreviation.
When I first heard it, I was like, what in the hell are they talking about? But what are we talking about? We should be talking about the game here.
Yeah, man.
Egoist takes down one, but I don't know if they expect the second one down below here. That's scary. Oh, wait, they'd have an idea. Oh, Scary takes down one. Will he be able to make his way out of there? Egoist just traces him here through the smoke.
Ego is so ready for that. Dude, I think X10 came out, but Bleed was trying to mow them down. You know, just 1, 2, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. I mean, TQ, ma'am.
TQ, ma'am.
I'm so sorry. I will stop. This is quite a while. See X10 having the reins in their hands, trying to dictate the pace of the game. Now Bleed, only 2 members left, and Neff is kind of at half HP. Redco is also 1 tap off, but...
That's all they're going to need, but the fault line making its... Oh, no fault line at all. They just go for the triple swing. Take them out. And Neff! The double kill with 1 single shot. And he's got the aftershock to work with as well.
30 seconds left.
He's got the aftershock. He's got all his utilities here. The spike will be planted here towards his B side, and if he can get the Rolling Thunder at the right spot, it's definitely going to be detrimental. And look at how the positioning here of Egoist, it's definitely going to catch him off guard, and it does. Egoist secure X10. Their 10th round.
Their ex-teammate,
by the way,
I can sense some sibling rivalry going on, but that was so good. That collateral shot with that 1 Sheriff got me worried for a second. I believe it's just, they're still performing. I mean, they're just getting close to the match point now for X10. Are you worried if you're Bleed?
For me, I don't think I would be. I think if they lose this round right here, when they've bought up all their rifles, they've bought up all the utilities that they need, if they lose this, I'd be a little bit more worried. You know, like the timeout will definitely be called after this.
Thôi mọi người cứ tranh cãi ai hay hơn hay làm gì.
Now for Bleed, so best
Bây giờ
time for
đội
them
hình
to
đã
take a
như thế
round.
rồi.
Just maybe. They got a rest from Crazyguy, which we haven't seen much being utilized. Also Rolling Thunder from Neff to try to get this retake. But it's going to be a fast one to see. The effects of holding down C with a Killjoy, not as effective as a Cypher, and they still got it. Durian down so far. Juicy One retaliation that's up in halls. Still on a 4-4. They line up for Vera. Unfortunately, Vera doesn't even take down one. It's going to be a Neuro Theft, spotting now all the members of Bleed.
Definitely.
Plus still, you know, hasn't already gone down.
Yeah, Spike is not down just yet, but they're kind of lingering towards the site. And the fact that they're not making any more noise, look at the quick rotation from Bleed just falling back here off of this site. They have no clue how close they are. Now, as the camera has been popped, they have an idea. The rotates do come back in. Juicy is good for 1. The fadeaway shot comes in quick. And look at Scary go. He takes 2, and it's a 1 versus 2. Egoist. Phantom in the hands of the Dream as he has 30 HP left with 30 seconds left here on towards the clock.
But they decide to play together.
Yeah, super smart.
Cái bạn Ava áo hồng tên là Copycat gì là ai nhỉ? Nói cái gì nhỉ?
Egoist never had a chance there. 10-10, we are going in right now. Super close, and this is X10's own map pick. We'll repeat.
Bạn này vào đây chưa chào hỏi ai.
I mean, the closest game that X10 got to Bleed for that game was actually on Pearl. That was a 13-11, that's about it. Otherwise...
That's the next map as well.
I mean, Haven was banned, so X10 did not too good on that. Bleed won 13-6, so Pearl was 13-11, Fracture was a 13-9. We don't have a Fracture here today. We got Icebox and we got Lotus to start. And as you predicted, after that round would be a timeout. And here we have it. X10 realizes what's at stake now. They will utilize the rest of the timeout. Bleed still has all the time in the world to call their own pauses, if anything.
How will they make this work? I mean, even with what Sheriffs in their hands, you know, they're super dangerous when it comes to their firepower. Just hitting their shots every single time. But Juicy, when the time for him when time is on, when the pressure is on, man, he was just hitting every single shot that he needed to hit. I mean, the Wayne pushed up towards spawn that last round, got a little bit too aggressive there. Juicy picked him up. That's one of the controllers you shouldn't be pushing up as a controller. You should be smoking for your team. Just getting that map control. And well, all tied up now. Double digits here for both these two teams. Rifles here in all of their hands.
Just want to remind you guys that the roster change for X10 kind of involves Neff moving out, and then X10 Wayne is in. Also known as I Love Esther, but no longer Esther because he realizes he's going pro. So he actually needs to handle.
Love himself. He's got to love Wayne. And Wayne is good for one. Trade does come back in, but just back and forth here towards the outside of the B site. The rest of the team now from X10 rotating towards that A site.
I felt like the video just fast forwarded for a second. Then realizes that he needed a heal, just pops it down upper. He will get it. You talked about the 3v3. We have it here. The spike is there. They still want to take some time to clear all sides completely. Somehow Redco finds an angle there for Neff, taking out his counterpart.
That's a big one as well. You know, the fact that it's an initiator. You know, if you're defending, you know, initiators are also important to help you make your way on towards the side as you're going for the retake. And that was just a key part of it. They've got the last two remaining players from A main themselves already walked up towards the stairs, and they have no idea that the timing could not have been better. They don't expect them to be this close. And crazyguy finds one. No barrier orb to help here with this retake.
This is Bleed round.
They're just hitting their shots. The spike is not even planted for Vera. Hello?
Bang!
Bleed.
Được chưa?
They're 11th.
That is not one for Bleed to win. Should have been X10's round. They got a man advantage. They have the positioning, everything. They just have to group together and play on tree, despite the fact that, no pun intended, they were 3-on-3 to begin with, right? They left Vera on site only, and then he died to that. Was it Vera?
I think it was Redco.
It was Redco on site, right? Yeah, they left Redco on site.
I think it was just the most unlucky.
It's bad. Like, you can't leave him on site and 2 play 3.
You gotta have at least one player kind of just jiggling towards stairs, you know?
Or main,
getting
at least.
That information.
That's fine, it's fine. We let them down here. They still have guns somehow. Redco is on a stinger. Yeah, we can kind of deliberate about the situation. But if anything at all, Bleed will stop the X10 in their tracks just by a bit. They were getting dangerously close to, you know, reaching match point first.
That was it. I mean, we definitely thought that was going to be an X10 round. They were able to take down Neff. I think just the timing where they fell back in towards tree, the 2 players from Bleed walked up on towards site already. So I don't think Redco really expected them to be there. So it was just...
Maybe it's a timing issue too. Yeah, you know what?
That's a massive timing issue. But just unfortunate there.
I've got your trail.
They've lost into this one, but nonetheless, here we go. Oh, wow, what a nade. It's the massive, massive nade to make them fall back towards spawn.
Yeah, there's on upper already right now. Let's see if Juicy wants to push in further to, you know, strike the issue. Doesn't matter. He will wait for his team to come in for the post plant, and now crazyguy will be down. First one down already. Thames is somehow having trouble trying to finish out DyAC, but it's a commanding one. X10 gonna take out some members of Bleed already. It's only be 3 members left alive for Bleed in here.
Oh my goodness.
Dear Lord, Juicy tried to make some plays, did not work out. Scary. It's really time for him and Neff to make something work.
Damn, they bring it back. Just like that. They tied things back up. 11-11 with a very chaotic entrance towards that B site. They clear out spawn, they get aggressive, and the retake was just nowhere to be seen from Bleed.
I mean, they lost so many members earlier on. As you mentioned, it was super chaotic. They were getting stunned left, right, center. Oh, killed Vera.
Oh my goodness.
Vera is trying to juggle some guns for his team, but died in the process.
Since he lost that weapon, do they have enough to buy up here for him?
Kind of don't, actually. Do they?
I guess they have a little bit of something there, yep.
Vera definitely not. That was a big question mark in my head. But
Redco can buy him. There we go. Okay, we're good, we're good. Everything is set in stone here for both these 2 teams. Bleed, they instantly take the L here from the previous round and got a Bulldog to work with. Crazyguy, he hears these blast packs being thrown. Now, what a massive combination for the warp alongside the paint towards the bubble to force Vera out of this position, but
It wasn't forcing Vera, he actually forced Crazy Guy out of that. He was trying to break that zone and go into A link.
Unfortunate.
He was so unfortunate. But it doesn't matter. This is what I like to see about X10 now. They are still going to keep fighting. Got guns is one thing. If they can force Bleed into the eco next round, they have a high chance of taking this map. Straight up. You see one tag from that Vandal.
Bleed hay thắng được mấy
But he's
round
got
khó lắm.
showstopper.
Này chưa khó lắm, này hơi khó thôi.
Chưa khó lắm. He's going in. Oh, does he expect one player to be close? He does. He finds him. And well, he can't really do much as Egoist. When you're so up close and personal with the showstopper.
Don't you just hate it when someone blasts in your face?
Yeah, you're... Well, at all times, yes, I do.
At all times. Not in any times you shouldn't, you know? It's all times, like, he's just coming around right at you. And guess what? They're running straight up. The Nanoswarm doing so much work, stopping X10 in the tracks here. I take back everything I said about a Cypher being more effective holding down C. That was a situation that definitely put X10 back a little bit. And Bleed steals it away from X10.
Damn, that was definitely stolen right there. DyAC with that 3K. Just impressive stuff. He's able to just open up the Nanoswarms in time to take down the
Chắc sớm để con team cho dễ thôi mọi người, không có gì hết.
That's your job as a killjoy, you know? Anchor the site. No matter how many steps, how many shots are being made towards A, you're holding down that C with your life and hoping nobody comes in at the wrong time. And he just does such a great job. And the fact that it's DyAC, we know for a fact that he can definitely hit his shots. He's got the utility to help him as well. No problem at all.
That is a not Nanoswarm, sorry. That was a bounce into the rubble area that they actually predicted that and threw a nade just in case. But still, it's Bleed having the first member down once again. Kind of like a repetition of the previous round. Got rubble control, take down one member of Bleed, that's about it. And then they're lost. What else are they gonna do right now? They got two members split this time round, going into B. This is a different strat. Different strategy, sorry. That's what I meant to say.
A little bit of a wrap towards that B site.
Yeah, there's an alarm bot there at B, so even though it triggers, but no one's up there on B site. They should be able to just take this. Take the link, if anything.
Get the information from the Skydog, so nice and easy entrance here towards this B site. And that should be a retake here. Nonetheless, they're going in ham. Vera finds a DyAC as well. He's got to go for the push. He's got to take down the lockdown. They do manage to make it work. The spike is down towards B.
Chết thì cũng chết rồi bạn. Mình cười lấy lại sự lạc quan thôi.
Possible. Juicy finds Thames. You don't disrespect Bleed just yet, even though they don't have the numbers, but they do have the firepower. But here we go. Vera coming in there. Super low to begin with. That's scary.
Way.
Gets a double. He's good for 2.
11-13 cho Bleed.
To help out the rest of his team. Neff will take that on Wade. Make it a 2 versus 1 situation. Suddenly, you thought that X10 had it. And now it's the other way.
Wow.
Bleed will turn it. And they will steal it again.
That is just the beauty of Bleed. You know, they have the ability to do that. Like I said from the start, we saw this in Split 1 as well. When it's 3v4 or 3v5, they can just turn it around into their favor with ease. And that just shows the kind of team that they are. They've got the upper hand in almost every single situation. And well, that's the opening game right there. We thought it was going OT. It was clearly a 3v5.
It was clearly OT, right? I won't say maybe it's clearly X10's win, but it was clearly OT. How many rounds under our noses did Bleed just yoink from X10? If I can count, probably more than 4.
Bây giờ hỏi kèo mọi người đã biết phải hỏi ai rồi đấy.
That's a little too much. Definitely. I mean, as
Mình nói giác quan thứ 6 đó.
It came down to what the individual skill there. You know, as an Omen player, he still had his paranoia up and available. Smoked off the right side to allow him to actually make his way in towards that B site. But he actually used the paranoia, took down Vera, took down one more through the smoke, and was just able to wrap around here for the rest of the team.
Good for 2 is really good enough, right? But it doesn't help the fact that Vera was at 20 HP at the very last second. But it felt like X10 was super discombobulated at that point near, I forgot where that was. Was that like waterfall-ish or something? I don't remember what it was. Yeah, it's just they just fell. And Bleed just had everything under control despite 3v5. That's a huge number. That's not 4v5 we're talking about. It's 3v5 to isolate kills.
That's the beauty of watching Bleed play, and that's why they're always on top of the scene. And having Neff in here as well, you know, definitely happy to be part of this team. Definitely doing the work with the fault lines, with the way he initiates But nonetheless, the back and forth action. It was what, 8-4 we saw earlier. They came back. They made it 10-10, 11-11. But in the end,
oh, there's sixth sense coming out from these players, man. It's not just scary like we saw that kills, right? It was also some from DyAC. We saw one from was 100% crazy guy. Sometimes I keep confusing scary and crazy guy most of the time, even though they are the imports, but like they're just cracked. Naturally, every time when the camera is on them, they are making plays. So the thing about X10 here, we want to talk a little bit about Ego. He's held it down for his team. We talk about Redco, good IGL. He's had good callouts, but the problem is sometimes they don't have enough people left to execute most of the plans that they initially wanted to. So of course, I won't take it away from X10 at all. They're performing so well. 13-11 scoreline again. They barely closed it out against Bleed. Reminiscent of a Pearl map in the best of 5 grand finals, so split one. I don't know. It just feels like if X10 lose their own map pick, they got a lot to work out for, which is going to be Pearl next.
Definitely. I think X10 could have easily won this one. You know, just a lot of mistakes and a lot of miracle rounds there from Bleed. So I think we got to give props to Bleed as well. Since they kind of just pulled their way up from the dirt with sheriffs, with ecos, with the man disadvantage, and they're just able to bring things out from that disadvantage and just go ham and win out these rounds.
They pulled forward first. There was a 6-9 scoreline, remember, that the earlier half. They ended the first half with a 4-8 first.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, look at this. Vera is 328 combat score. Still can, clean up the game enough just like this. They're definitely performing together as a team that's well for X10. But guess what? Bleed shows up in the end. It's just individual firepower that also encapsulates a little bit of team play. That's what usually was missing since last time they fought against HyperX. But now they are more solidified as a proper communication-based execution.
And this is the MVP right here in front of our very own eyes here. Scary, the man himself from Thailand at 301 ACS, 2.7 KD with 27 frags. I mean, this guy has been making plays. I think if it wasn't for him, that last round could definitely would not have been possible. And we would have been seeing OT. And he has been just winning out these insane gunshots and just pulling off some crazy clutches here for Bleed.
No, I agree. Like, despite the fact that there could be other players in terms, so if you just want to count ACS, that's like what, maybe there's Crazy Guy to consider and others, right? Like even Vera. But to first deny overtime is already pretty much in its own right. That's like play of the game right there, right? So I mean, I'm sure it's not just Scary. Like who else was left alive at that point? They definitely contributed
as well.
It's 100% going to be Juicy because I saw him just tossing the paint shells at the last one just for the memes. But I don't think X10 is going to feel too good about that because they felt that they had a chance, was taken away from them. They got to take some time to kind of come back from that one.
Yeah, definitely. And just because we got to take some time, we're going to take some time off as well. So we'll be back after the break. Do not go anywhere. Have your food, have your drinks. We'll see you in a bit.
Hi guys, my name is Cong Anh. My IGN is crazyguy. I'm the initiator and IGL for Big Esports. About our team, we overheat while playing a lot. Like when we get the first kill, we will try to fight the second one. And when we get the second one, we will try for the third one. And sometimes that one will cost us the game. During the off time, sometimes we just go buy food and cook the meal together and play like after that.
Hi everyone, my name is Derek, also known as Darion, and I play the Sentinel role for Bleed Esports. One fun fact about Crazy Guy is he actually has like one of the loudest voice I've heard ever in my life. One fun fact about Scary is he's actually known for his calculativeness and calmness in the game, however he's very clumsy in real life. He will probably be X10 because they brought in 2 new additions to the team, which would most likely bring a positive change to their environment.
Hello everyone, my name is Phone. IGN is Scary. I'm come from Thailand. I play a controller role for Bleed Esports. Fun fact about DyAC is now he is Sentinel player for us, but he really don't like to play Sentinel. Every time we play the map that he had to play Sentinel, he gonna say, you join again, Zephyr again, I don't like to play, can I change? Yeah, poor DyAC. I feel really good to have chance to play here. And my teammates very kind, they are good guy, but I don't think too much. I just focus about my performance and my team performance. So we're gonna win the Ascension.
My name is Juicy and I play the duelist role for BLEED Esports. Fun fact about Neff is that when he eats chicken rice, he's scared to eat a lot. So he's scared to 加肉, 加饭, or 加蛋.
Huh?
I think I want to be remembered as the crazy entry fragger who kills 3 and doesn't die.
Hello guys, my name is Marcus and I go by the IGN of Neff and I play the flex role for BLEED Esports. So when Juicy orders chicken rice, right, he'll only order chicken rice that is worth $10. If not, he will not be willing to eat it, which probably explains why he is 2 times of my weight. So an advice I can give is that to just grind the game out and get better at the game. And another important point is to build connections with players that are in positions that you aspire to be in the future.
Ơi, 15 phút nữa mới bắn trận nữa. Trong lúc đấy mình sẽ làm gì nhỉ? Tối nay mình ăn gì bây giờ? Thợ mỏ Tinder á, chị cũng đọc thấy cái đấy rồi. Và xem kênh YouTube toàn kiểu mình đã kiếm tiền từ Tinder như thế nào, rồi mình đã giả CV của mình như thế nào. Trông không hiểu là cố tình làm content để nổi hay sao, hay là kiểu nghĩ như thế là hay thật, không hiểu. Làm ván cờ á? Thôi chả kịp đâu. Xong rồi kiểu làm mấy clip chia sẻ kinh nghiệm các thứ mà trong khi đấy nói mấy từ tiếng Anh cơ bản mà còn nói sai, không hiểu. Chị làm gì á? Chị học xong rồi đang chờ chứng chỉ với cả bằng em Hoàng ạ. Bây giờ chị phải cho 2 con báo cho chị ăn nữa. Ồ, mọi người nghe được tiếng mèo luôn á. Mông con này to thế à? Mèo Jenkie nuôi giống gì á? Mình cũng không biết chính xác nó là giống gì vì mẹ nó là anh lông ngắn, còn bố nó là chân ngắn ấy. Thì cũng không biết nó là giống gì. Tại vì mình thấy mọi người bảo là hình như là mèo mà chân ngắn là không được phối với chân ngắn đúng không? Tức là phải phối chân dài với chân ngắn. Ê. Hello, Duri. Hai không nhanh nào.
Here and starting things off with a massive game here. Bleed versus X10. We're going to be moving in towards map 2. FaZe, alongside with me is XenoViper, and we're going to be your casters here for tonight.
Absolutely. We saw a beautiful game. That was Bleed and X10, which we really thought maybe would have X10. Maybe can take that, but still Bleed came out prevailing to be the victors here. So that was done, guys. We also wanted to take this time to wish all our Muslim friends Selamat Berbuka. I wish I knew the right words to say for this, but maybe you can kind of educate us a little bit more about that.
Happy Iftar.
Happy Iftar, right? That's the right word.
There we go. I mean, I personally had to rush my food and everything, and you saw me in the background like having my drinks and everything.
I wish you guys could see what happens in the background when we are not live, because it can get pretty chaotic around here.
That's true.
But yes, hope you guys have freshened up, especially to all our Muslim friends, because some of these players, they are playing in the game, didn't have a chance to actually open their fast at 7 p.m. plus, you know?
7:25, I think it was.
7:25 today, or 24. But we are in map number 2. It is going to be Pearl, and you guys need to understand that now they're down 1 map in this best of 3 series already. If X10 wants to take this, they need to go all the way to Icebox.
Yeah, but the thing is, we're going into Pearl. This is Bleed's pick right here, and they have what, 92 or to 100% win rate here on Pearl itself, and they have just been dominating. You know, it's for a relatively new map, so they've only played this what, 10-15 times, but still 10-15 times, no L is massive. They definitely have this one in the books. But this is the agent lineups right here. Before we're going to be heading into the game, you can see already all these 10 players here just going all out, definitely.
I was trying to analyze their picks, and then it just disappeared from my mind.
I was going to say.
It's fast today, guys. I just want to let you know that we are usually starting a little bit later now. Our first map is like 7 p.m.-ish, right? Whereas our previous split, it usually starts at 6-ish p.m. So we move things on a little bit further in the day. So chances are, if we are going all 3 maps, you know we're going to end late. So here we go, though. We are going to start things right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is game number 2 of Bleed versus X10. Now, X10 really has a lot to prove. And I usually don't say this enough for some teams. They really have a lot to prove. If they lose grand finals of split 1 against Bleed already, they need to try to rack up as much points as possible in this split 2 round robins. It is the same format as split 1, except the fact that there is no split 3. We are going straight into Ascension after this.
Yeah, definitely not. And these teams, they've got to fight each other at least once. And, you know, I guess it's a good thing for X10 or Bleed, you know, fighting out these tough teams early on in the group stage and moving on to easier teams as they make their way through it. But nonetheless, you can already see X10 going to be starting off here on towards the defense. They're going to have a little bit of an aggressive start here, as Vera is on that Neon, pushing up towards V along already, and they've got a bit of a crossfire here.
Vera on Neon is just comfort picks, right? Every time you see Vera, he's always like, if he's attacking, he just want to zip in straight into halls and then command control of that in B side.
Yeah.
But
got the information there. He instantly just fell back. He's like, nah, I've got the quick feet to get my booty out of here.
Vera's
fall back on towards site.
Okay. That information gain is just going to push them back only for a while. But here we go. The out push out. There's a triple peek from X10. Manages to take out Juicy here. And last time we saw Bleed us playing this, they always rock out the double duelist, which is so damn strong.
Oh my God. They make it work as well. But look at this. Darion with that frenzy, just making things go his way. He's good for it too, but that's going to be all she wrote here as he gets traded out. But now, As Crazy Guy picks up one more, it's now a 2 versus 2. Neff gets a nasty flick there on towards RedGo, but position has been given away for both these two players. But does he expect Thames to be so far out, so wide in the open? He gets that quick jiggle to get the information, and Crazy Guy will be able to get that first pistol.
A lot of frenzies going, absolutely frenzy over here.
Yeah.
No pun intended, but there was one that Bleed actually got a really, really good control. Despite the fact that like they lost Juicy very early on, they still pushed in. They didn't even manage to get the spike down. Doesn't matter. It's just by chance. I think Crazy Guy was a little bit better on the trigger first. After all, he was holding, I think. And then it was that Thames that swung him? I don't remember who was the last person left.
Thames.
It was Thames?
Yep. I mean, Thames was just out in the open. Crazy Guy, he had the angle to play with. He had the cover as well. So either way, I don't think Thames was going to win that one out. But look at this push here coming in from the defensive side of X10. They're good for 2. And they're kind of getting traded back here as Juicy's able to go for that run and gun, the spray and pray. Dismisses his way out of there. That's tons of damage here to X10.
Wait, that's wall bangable by a Spectre? I didn't know that. Okay. Good to know. Vera last man standing here. Oh, they took out 2 members of Bleed. I think that's pretty good already. In your own right.
Not too shabby at all.
Still looking backwards. Vera wants to check.
Oh, Bleed. Definitely on form. You can see Juicy picking up that 3K. Even though he went for the initial run and gun, that last frag, you know, it shows that he's kind of on form. And he's definitely here to play, here to win. X10 is definitely going to have a bit of a mountain here to climb, a bit of a hill. But nonetheless, now, the bonus round here for Bleed. X10, they will be able to buy up the rifles and the utility that they want to bring in towards this round here. But can they do it up against the likes of Bleed? The way that Bleed have been playing so far has been super fast-paced, straight up in your faces. And it's very difficult here for Bleed to counter. This time around, walking here, playing that contact towards this A side. As soon as they get one, I'm sure they're going to just start rushing the Vera. Take 2 with that Phantom. Wayne's got us back, and they turned it into a 3v5 just like that.
I mean, is this some bonus out from Bleed? Definitely didn't expect Vera to be pushed out that far into the little corner there.
Bình luận viên này đang hơi
the Phantom to work with.
Ước gì có một cấp trà sữa
I think if he had
ở
a
đây.
Vandal there, I don't think it would have gone his way.
Phantom is just superior in these tight corners. I mean, I'm a Vandal player, but sometimes it's a Phantom day.
It is
for me. So it worked out. Vera just did another numbers real quick here, and it's almost going to be a flawless one for X10. Only Scary left standing, and he is tagged.
If they can keep this flawless, then X10 definitely going to be building a lot of economy here, moving in towards the next few rounds. But Bleed now, all Scary down. We've seen what sort of damage this man can do, especially on that controller roll. But the fact that he's in a 1v5, he has actually a Vandal to work with. And that's going to cause X10 to realize, okay, maybe let's not peek him. Let's not lose all of our money here.
You know, in hindsight, if Scary didn't fire that shot, they might just overcommit.
Yeah, exactly.
In hindsight. Yeah, Scary should have just kept that ace up his sleeve hidden. But I think it doesn't matter though. In the end, he might still need to try to commit one here. Try to buy with the rest of his team. But does he want to save is the question. I don't... In hindsight, the answer might be yes. Because even if he survives, he gets less creds, but he has a Vandal, right?
Yeah. I don't know, a tough decision to make, but
yeah, the bonus is fine. Like, that was just bonus round earlier.
They're able to buy up. I think maybe what he wanted to do there was try to find, you know, at least 1 or 2 picks to do a little bit of damage to the economy of X10. But a flawless round will definitely help them here moving in towards this first half. 2-1.
Let's just watch how the rest of the game unfolds, right? Like Vera is
Sát lắp đã rescan 20.000 đồng. Một cóc cho chú canh A.
Is that really important? Lucy is 1 point away from that Empress. It's time for him to cook, maybe. Fast push up from Vera, always backed up by Thames or one of his teammates. And
that's
then
what you need, you know, as a duelist, having your initiators right behind you, setting you up to get some frags is what you need. And Crazy Guy going ham alongside the rest of his team. They just wide swing, they peek out and get the double towards short, turning it into a 3v5. Juicy finds another, and well, the man advantage is now definitely, clearly here for Bleed.
Okay, that's definitely a rollover by Bleed onto X10 on that one. They can do things that X10 can't, which is to get vantage point using that jet up on the screen side earlier. And then X10's gonna have so many angles to look at coming out from that smoke up there on B-Link. That was a disaster for
That was a pretty crazy double peak to deal with. You know, if you're any one of those players from B Short, you're trying to either take down crazyguy or you're dealing with DyAC, who just dashed up on towards that platform. It's a massive swing from Bleed, and they just make it work. Insane stuff. The chemistry was there. Perfect timing for the swing as well.
Oh, well, I mean, X10 sort of still has a buy here, although you can argue why Vera needs a rifle when he has the overdrive, I think. Maybe he wants to use it in tandem with the team when they're on eco, I guess.
Yeah. At least to give them a little bit of a more of a fighting chance. But Bleed once again, slowly this time around playing the contact towards this B site. They do have Eagle with the setup here, so they will have the information. Tripwire. And I love the fact that they buffed Cypher here, so they're able to kind of put some nicer trips.
What was the main buff?
Just the trips that they're able
the
to
distance?
Get. Yeah, the distance.
The distance, right? Yeah, I just remember.
Super strong. It covers the whole of B long. That just that little cross there. That is a long tripwire.
Oh, here we go. That from above. Vera almost get blocked by his teammate. Don't matter. DyAC tries to capitalize on that the little window. Gets punished instantly. Juicy got some work to do. If he wants to actually cut off with his Empress, doesn't actually proc it though. Finally decides to proc it. Bit questionable, but he's actually so low already.
If he can get a tag, I mean, if he can get a frag, you know, that's free healing here for him. But where is the spike planted? Oh, the spike is not even planted. They're moving. They're out of here. They're bouncing towards that A side, but look at the positioning here from Wayne. He should have all the information here. He has a Vandal to work with. So
đừng để nó giết.
Yeah,
down. And the fact that there's 15 seconds left, they're definitely not going to be able to check all these corners. 1, 2, 3. He hears every single one of them. Has a lot of information. And that should be the end here of this round right here as Wayne almost picks up the triple. Buffed it a little bit. But
they don't have time for the plan. So this is just Neff playing out the timer earlier for the rest of his team. Sorry, not Neff, X10. It's so weird to call Neff's name when he's no longer in X10. Yeah. Yeah, Bleed had JH swapped out for Neff, in case you guys are not keeping up just yet. And Neff was from X10. So you can imagine how X10's gonna face up with his previous teammates. Sorry, how Neff is facing up his previous teammates there.
Yeah, and the fact that he's the previous teammate, you know, they know all the comms and all the insides, you know? So
Neff is the insider now.
Yeah.
So giving that info to Bleed, yeah?
He's the imposter here. Unfortunate there for X10 because all the strats have been leaked.
Yeah, that's very true. And it doesn't help that Neff was the previous IGL. So every strat or every call out that he needs to do for X10, he would just feed it to Bleed. Oh, there's a lot of like backdooring going on here, but it's just for memes, guys. Nothing serious here.
What do you mean? Everything is on the line. This is VCT.
Okay, yeah, you know what? You're right. I cannot argue. You are correct.
Now, Bleed full on a rush, a bomb rush towards his A site. Wayne's good for one, but look at that. The overdrive has been popped by Vera. It's still a 4v5 to work with, and they just kind of want to make a lot of this movement, a lot of plays here from Vera, but instantly just getting shut down by crazyguy. The spike is yet to be planted here because it is just so unsecure. They got to make sure they're holding all these different angles to secure that site.
Oh, Ego is almost tags down crazyguy. I think it was next. Checks out default, instantly Scary's address. No pre-pushes coming in. There's, oh my lord, we got a random DyAC that manages to actually get out Ego before the trade. The trade was way too fast. And that's a beautiful shock that kill. Now, it's gonna be Thames left alive there. 1 versus 2 situation. He's gonna fight all these out and the cross. He's trying to look for the Sova, but he got his head popped.
That's just beautiful positioning. I mean, perfect stuff. X10, they had the right idea. You know, they had the Cosmic Divide all ready to just deny any one of these players to spam them from A main. But the fact that DyAC was able to take down one more, and they kept crazyguy alive with the Hunter's Fury and the Shock Dart, it's just phenomenal there. And it's just very difficult.
How many ults were committed for that though? Was it Hunter?
I think it was just Hunter's Fury.
No, Hunter's Fury, Cosmic Divide, Neuro Theft.
Oh, and as well as Vera with the overdrive.
Overdrive, yeah. Holy, that's 4 in 1. Okay, well, that all unfolded. In the end, it's still Bleed coming out on top. They got an early lead on here compared to Lotus. That was the previous map. And it's going to force X10 into the eco. if Bleed walks into like that, you know, the 2-6, 2-7 realm, then X10 in a lot of problems.
We're going to be coming out. It does clear out a bit of an angle there toward that site, but 3 players here, 4 actually, have been stacked towards this B site from X10. So definitely will be there for the retake, but look at the weapons that they have. It is an eco. Sheriff's a single shorty in the hands of Redco, alongside with a Frenzy here. Even though it is an eco, they will pop the lockdown. They have to make sure every round is secure.
I mean, it's only one outright competitor. It's fine. It's not really considered utility dumps per se. Okay, that's a lot of smokes. That may be a utility dump. But guess what's holding close?
Hold on a second now.
Oh!
Redco with that pump. Ego is with a beautiful shot for himself. It doesn't matter, we just talk about kills, but we do have the Rolling Thunder itself. We're gonna push the members of Bleed back, and they know the situation is dire. Thames will commit the Nightfall for that. It will connect to 2. Now only 2 members left alive for Bleed's side as well. The spike is not planted. 15 seconds left. You have to fight the timer for this. They're gonna find a couple of people up on Link's side. That's scary. Finds out this way. In the end, the weapon deficit still coming out in favor. Wait, it really did came out for X10. Played out the timer, forced Bleed into a very uncomfortable position. X10 steals 1.
That was a... I think it has to come down to... I guess I would say Redco, because he got that frag on towards Darion. With that frag, he was able to get the Rolling Thunder. Instant Rolling Thunder towards B-Long to stop any sort of aggression from Bleed. And it kind of just really delayed the time. And then after that, they played that 3-man crossfire, you know, just incredibly well. Doesn't matter what kind of weapons you have as Bleed. If you have an Odin to work with, that 3-man setup.
It all started from the shorty, man. I don't care what you say.
The shorty.
It happened.
That's the dream right there. But now, managed to get that Thrifty. Can they keep the ball rolling? That is the question. Shock Dart to clear out any sort of tripwires here. Darion has got the Blade Storm to work with as well, and just a very patient play, clearing out all these angles towards middle.
Been more quieter than they used to. Having that B, not really a rush as well, but Bleed was definitely comfortable with their B takes. So far, it has been really successful. Otherwise, it's going to be a Link to A sort of a deal.
The fact that crazyguy was already able to take down the camera towards B and one of the tripwires, it forces Egoist to be in a very, very difficult situation, but he is here towards B short. He will let them on towards the site unless someone walks in towards the trip. He's gonna have a free reign from short, but much smarter than that. Spike is down, falling back. They've got orbital strike. I guess that could be all he need.
I said that was a very quiet one. I'm surprised that Scary has an orbital strike again. It just felt like it was like the last 2 rounds we saw it. Here we go, full 5-man retake. This might be an absolute disaster. I love the discipline from Scary. He's not dropping the orbital strike just yet. 2 smokes is out, and finally it will come out. It will try to smoke whoever's on site, but that's also a molly plus.
Oh, but look at Neff. He's found the best positioning here. He sees 3 players that he can make things work with. Oh man, that's 1, that's 2, and that should be the end of it here. Bleed. They will secure the round. X10 had the right idea. They wanted to push towards B, just deny anyone from trying to take down the diffuser from far, but they just did not expect Neff to be right behind them. Massive flank to secure that round from Neff.
Guess who was the bigger wrap around from that one? It ain't Wayne this time, but it is Neff. I won't say he's reading X10 like a book because there's, I think, 2 members left of X10 alive after that spike went off here. You know, it's funny. I feel like the rounds in Pearl are going much slower than Lotus.
I mean, we're already at the
I don't know.
9th round. I think it was pretty quick.
9 rounds. Oh, I felt like it's kind of slow. A little draggy.
A little bit. Maybe due to the retakes.
Possibly
all the post plants, you know. Nonetheless, now in towards round number 9. See what we got here on the board. We've got
Judge on Egoist.
Judge on Egoist. Scary has the orbital strike once again. Oh no, I think that's a glitch. That might be a glitch.
Wait, what?
He used his ult last round, didn't he?
Who?
Scary.
Scary. Yeah, that's why there's 1 point now.
Oh wait, I'm blind.
He got 1 kill.
No, because next to his picture, next to the brimstone picture, there's the ult or what symbol.
Oh,
I got a little bit confused.
That's the spike.
Oh, that's the spike. Oh my goodness,
God bless UI, by the way. We never had it. We never had it for relegation, and finally we have it for split 2. I miss you, UI. Never change. Okay. Oh, while that happened, by the way, another B attempt from Bleed. After all, you can't spell Bleed without B, haha. They ran into an X10, which happened to push out and found some members. So if Egoist is still alive, it's kind of tough because the tripwire is already there. They don't really have a lot of things to kind of take out the tripwire aside from, you know, shock darts. But Red goes in, expanded one flash, he's dropped down to 20, eventually dies. But Juicy, unfortunately, yeah, he found the Egoist that had the judge. He found him.
The judge is doing work, and it's a 2v.
Wow.
Never mind. The 3v0 here as they just hold down that crossfire towards B. They had one B short, one towards Hall, one more, I don't know, probably towards Heaven, and anyone walking on towards site is just going to be walking in towards a meat grinder. So Bleed, not exactly sure if they want to think about hitting that B site.
Some slow, that's what I'm saying. Like Bleed so far, all they try to do sometimes default a little bit, or maybe push up B and then rotate away, go into a link to A. Then sometimes they do that. But they've been rinsing and repeating the same strat for more than enough rounds now, and X10 manages to get this read.
Yeah, now, every time it gets super close.
Super close, yes.
Or it just lose so many members. Vera already pushing up with that Phantom in his hands. Tons of damage, but he makes his way out of there. Oh man, that just shows what kind of setup that they have here ready for this B site. Still puts Juicy down to 61 HP.
Yeah,
Lead. There's a couple of shares here. But
are they not committing A like ever from main? Even though we do have a flanker, that's Neff himself. Moving kind of close now. Surprisingly, Bleed has the lead, but they don't have the weapons. It's amazing how close these rounds were, even though they get the rounds, but you know, their members just die. Or like in this case.
Decent, I don't know, Neff is gonna have to go big here.
Yeah, B initiate in already, and Neff is just left for his flank. Everyone X10 already rotated, so I think Neff is gonna be not in the equation unless they get to a post-1 situation.
Durion just sneaking up in towards the smoke. Takes down Vera. Picks up a Phantom to work with. Wayne and Egoist, though, they do manage to take the trades. Now, all the information has been given away with that neural theft. Well,
yeah, neural theft strong, guys. It's just so good here.
16 seconds left as well. You can't really do much in this situation if you're Bleed. Unless you hit shots like that. Okay.
That's a wallbang hit shot. Where was that? Was that by the wall?
Oh, it was like flower. That was kind of nasty. Nice.
That's true. Tie again, guys. This one a bit closer than Lotus for sure. Lotus, we ended the first half with a 4-8. I mean, this one is Bleed's map pick. And if X10 learned anything from the previous time they played Pearl with Bleed, is that they know that they can't let the first few half like go to Bleed way too much, and right now they are pretty comfortable. Definitely even scoreline here, despite ending the first half pretty soon. They got a bank build up for the next 2 rounds, if anything.
Yeah, X10, their defensive setup towards that B site, super strong. They just allow them to make their way on towards site, and they're just able to completely set up a crossfire or just clean things up when it comes to the retake. This time around, they've sent 3 players towards B long. So that's going to sort of force the rotations from X10. But the spike is still towards that nest position. Still ready and available. Darion takes down one. He's got the information of where Redco is playing. And the rest of the team now kind of just falling back, picking up the spike and making their way towards A, where there's that lonely, lonely Wayne.
Oh, well, if he hears the footsteps, you gotta know. But the problem is he's gonna be joined in by a couple more other teammates very soon. I mean, I'm talking about the attackers here, but never mind. Wayne is trying to wait to see if anyone goes on from behind. Can he hide from this alone? No, it's scanned in. No way that he can cook himself an escape plan out of that. So that will be doing it for X10 this round. They got the successful 5-man holding post plan. Make that 2 members only left alive for X10 here. Nothing much they could do.
I mean, being scanned with that first...
you could see his attempt, right? He was trying to hide it in that corner, but he didn't realize that there's not enough pixels for him to kind of dodge the scan.
Scanned once was all right. You know, he could have still made it out alive there, but the second scan, when everybody was already on towards side. Playing pit, which is a wall-bangable position, you're definitely going to get destroyed. Well, that's going to be Bleed picking up.
Yeah, so many walls here are bangable, not even capping. But if Bleed is not forced into an eco again, that just means that, you know, it's very, very likely that they can take the next round again too. If you see the trend, right? The trend is always, if X10 manages to take one map, they're never in the lead, like almost ever, right? Just now earlier we had Bleed was a 4-2 situation. You know, 2-4 when X10 is 2. So I think the plan is just not give Bleed too much leeway, especially the first half. Now when X10 is going an attack, Vera is in more of his zone. He can definitely zip around a little more, pair up with Thames. Of course, his highly dual partner, his Prowler can always clear angles when Vera can just come in with a shorty or with something like a judge. Yeah, I just want to see how X10 performs on attack.
Yeah, they've got the money to buy up here as a team, but you know, X10, they've done pretty well themselves here, even if they do lose this round 7-5, a very, very close scoreline, especially up against Bleed. If they could make it 6-6, that could definitely turn things around because, you know, having Neon on the attacking side, you know, super uncomfortable to deal with. You know, all of a sudden, Vera could just be up in your face and just, well, taking you out. Just such a speed, but nonetheless, now.
Yeah, and it's also not like it's a tripwire or anything, right? Because, well, who's your sentinel? It is Neff on the Killjoy. So if he wants to zip in, he can just run past Alarmo Bot, run past the Nano Swarms, and he gets an angle. You know, if it's a trip, usually Vera has to be a bit extra careful with that. So maybe he has free reign. But let's see what happens when we get on the attack here.
Oh,
it's in the club. Welcome to the club, guys. Vera gets found. I think Bleed was trying to play default a little bit better. They knew that Vera loves to push out from B a lot. They're trying to reach and repeat it. Somehow DyAC gets found. Make it a 4-4.
Eagle is good for one. I mean, that's exactly what you need. You saw Bleed just super ready. Most hit by that. But look at this. They just clearing things up here towards this B1 position. All 4 players from X10 just decimated.
You should run.
Not exactly what you need here in this last round of the half, but it is all down to Wayne. Lonely A-side player as per usual.
I told you, if Bleed wasn't forced into the eco last round, X10 would have a lot of trouble to try to fight this one. And goes to show, there's not a lot of teams that I can say the certain economy really matters, aside from going against Bleed, because you gotta be really calculative against a team like Bleed. Every round matters, every economy, even though they can frag out of their minds with the Sheriffs, like we saw that on Lotus, but at least it's a fighting chance, right? The moment when Bleed is on full loadout, it's really tough to actually take rounds from them. They ended the round with a 4 men left alive or something. It's a 5-7. It ain't 4-8, you know, like Lotus, it ain't 4-8, it's 5-7. But if it's over for X10, they just lose one instantly in the round robin stage. They want to go map 3, okay? Map 3 is Icebox. But if anything, you know, Bleed is super strong on Icebox.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Icebox, 37 games for Bleed. A 65% win rate. That is just insane. For the side of X10, though, they've got, what, 27 games on Icebox, 59% win rate. I think it's pretty close, but you know, as a team, you can see Bleed playing in towards that first map, making their way in towards the second. Now it's just, they're just super strong. So X10, they've got to dig deep on this attacking side to force them here in towards Icebox. Ooh, they've spotted crazyguy going for the jump peaks. Vera's here ready and waiting. There's the haunt. Everything's going to be chiming in. Halls is completely clear here. But DyAC is ready and waiting with that frenzy. Takes down one, instantly pushing up, trying to find a second. Not going to be able to connect here as Egoist takes down.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's not exactly clear because they knew how Vera's going to play. So DyAC took a step back a little bit further from Halls and waited for Vera, where he knew that Vera is going to stop running. And he finds it, even though Egoist comes out hot. 2 kills. They spot Neff right in this link right now. Juicy is in. He takes out one instantly, though Neff also one for himself. Down to a 1 versus 2 situation, and Wayne finishes hot. 2 in his belt. They win the pistol again in the second half.
So far, X10, they've won every single pistol in this series. 4 out of 4 pistols have gone the way of X10. And well, they're definitely super strong. It's just up to them if they can keep this going. If they can keep the momentum going, they can bring the economy up, tie things up here, especially in this eco. They definitely have a fighting chance here.
Yep.
Less. Very, very smart play from DyAC last round. Instead of going for the peaks towards long or playing close at B hall, he just fell back. Was able to get the peak here on towards Vera. Nonetheless, Vera gonna do the same thing over and over again. He does get scanned here. A little bit of damage, just a little bit of chip damage done on towards him.
Guess what's coming up from behind though? There is 3 members of Bleed coming in hot for the flank. All five members are still alive, if anything. And these are some sheriffs. DyAC's gonna lead the charge. He's already popped his tailwind. Didn't manage to connect the first shot, although it got weighted down super, super low. Are they really gonna push the issue though? Are they really gonna try to push this issue? You really shouldn't commit there. There's one Sky Smoke gonna be down here. And Thames, knocked down very low.
Hi.
This is not the trade that you're looking for up there for X10. And right now, they are going to come up on top. 2 members left alive from X10. But the issue is that Bleed also still needs to go into the side to get the defuse. Great goal, whipping a couple of shots, but finally connecting onto Juicy.
No way. Do they have time, though, to go for this defuse? That's the question. Neff is on towards that side. Oh, that time. It's over here. That's going to be X10's round. But, man, that just shows how incredibly difficult it is to go up against Bleed, especially when they even have the sheriffs in their hands. That was just a couple of pistols being brought in, and they turned it into a 2v1. If there was more time, that could have gone Bleed's way, but...
I mean, I don't care what you say. Like, that is definitely an overextension from X10 trying to push out into club when he knew that Bleed was going to flank them. Yeah, you cannot disrespect Bleed like this. You already know how crazy they are on those sheriffs. So, even though, yes, they did win the round, but it is so costly. They lost every single member.
Yeah, they're supposed to be heading into this bonus round right here with free weapons, a couple of pistols, you know, being brought in from that second round. But this time around, all 5 players had to rebuy their weapons. Just unfortunate stuff here for X10, but it just shows the kind of team Bleed can be. Dangerous. Now, all tied up.
I mean, call it a bonus if you will for the previous round, but X10, they can still buy those rifles here.
This is supposed to be their bonus, but...
Yeah, it is supposed to be their bonus.
Unfortunate there.
Oh no, guess who's back? Back again, Shady's back. You gotta tell a friend. It's always Vera gonna be coming in here. He will pre-fire and Vera gets found. In through that wall, the stuff BenQ also did. Yikers to the max.
Yeah, I think that did not look like the previous X10 we saw in the last few rounds.
Not even last few rounds.
Easy, probably.
He just kind of walked in towards that B site and just walked in towards...
Like, we can read you like a book now. Every single action that X10 is trying to do, we can probably already predict that. Or even forecast that, right? Where's the mid controls? Where is the A pushes coming in? Where's the split info for trying to play for picks? It's always been the same rinse and repeat every single time.
And the thing is, the sad part was they had the rifles, you know, they had a couple of the weapons to work with to fight for this B site. But, you know, as they make their way on towards the site, there was just kind of no contest. There was no contest. They just kept getting taken down, and Bleed was just winning out their gunfights. So, I don't know, it just looked very off here. But Juicy is going to be able to find a one towards middle from the art position.
I respect DyAC with a Marshall. I don't know why he has that.
He knows it's an eco. He wants to save money for the operator. You know, this is the time, but a little bit of aggression from X10.
He's holding on to this fault line first after realizing that Bleed just disengaged from that battle. So Scary's trying to pre-fire in there, just gonna come out. But they're gonna try to line up. And Scary positions one instantly. 1, 2, 3, knock them down like dominoes. And it's gonna be instantly only Vera left alive once again in this 1 versus 5 situation. So tough. Eco-fragging to the finest, but it is the lead that Bleed has to, you know, start. I know, it's a lead that X10 has to start respecting. Because this is the similar scoreline also from Lotus. The 7-9, when it came up, suddenly, you know, Bleed was trying to just absolutely run away with that.
Ooh, tough one here. I mean, it was an eco. But a Scary kind of just, with this triple kill, kind of show X10 what they're up against. You know, it kind of shows that they're on form. They're here to play. And Bleed will not let them take a free win in this series. But nonetheless.
No, let's not even talk about free win, but it's so... When you talk about X10 going up against a Titan already for, you know, MYSG, it just feels bad, you know, dropping a round that quick. That was similar what happened in Split 1, where was it X10 that went up with so many tough opponents first? I think it was.
I can't think right now because Darion is going ham. Bladestorm is out. He picks up the second with the fancy feet. The crazy shots. Scout is out as well. And Marshall doing so much damage. They know exactly where that final player is, and Juicy will be able to shut him down towards long.
Eco weapons, right? For X10, doesn't matter. If Bleed can just time and time again put X10, eco, you know, sit long, eco, just eco again, then it's gonna be over. Bleed's own map pick, very dominant now, even though the first half was a bit close. I think they might just run away now if X10 does not reconvene. It's eco after eco. Damn, you can't find any ground, no footing. Even though the you know, you got a loose streak, right? Loose streak of gold. You should happen to have some buys coming in here, but it's not happening for X10 whatsoever. Because if their strat was switched up, even though it's only like first 3 rounds into the second half, then maybe they might throw Bleed into a disarray. But no, every time Bleed is just ready. They have Neff there, of course, the insider information trading.
Definitely. I mean, it's like we saw earlier, in towards the eco round, Bleed was playing it super patient. They weren't getting aggressive. They were letting them walk in towards their crosshairs and picking up those frags. And as soon as X10 have the weapons in their hands, Bleed is like, all right, let's pull this B long aggression with Darion and whoever else was backing him up there. And they're just able to find those early picks. And especially since Darion is on that jet, he's able to fall back and was able to pick up another 2. Just insane stuff. So X10, after a very slow round during that eco, have the buys, and the change of pace to the explosiveness from Bleed just caught them off guard. And they're gonna have to expect those kinds of plays here.
Finally, they're going to try A. Okay. Is it too late though? It is the question. Well, we had to see the attempts first. But guess who can respond with firepower? That is going to be the orbital strike from Scary, if so they choose to push in like this.
That's the biggest form of firepower you need, man, from the satellite.
It comes from the sky, like that. You know the sun is also a ball of fire. Imagine if the orbital strike did come from the sun.
Oh man,
it comes from a satellite, but I get it, you know, I get it. It's a satellite.
I mean, I guess so. Nonetheless, here it is. Full-on aggression. That's exactly what we need from Vera on that Neon. Overdrive has been popped off, and he's definitely kicked it up a notch here. Kicked it up in those gears, but he's only good for 1. Neff was able to survive, take him out as well.
Oh man, Neff just falls in the end.
He get taken out, yeah, you get traded nonetheless.
Okay.
Good opening though for X10. Signs of life, that's exactly what we need here from them at this very moment in the game.
I beg to defer though, not when you have Juicy actually popped out the Empress. But he actually gets found attempts. The man of the hour shows up when he needs to. But still, you gotta remember, it's rifles going up against sheriffs. But the issue is now Bleed. He's only on 2-on-3 situation. The crazy guy, he's gonna play around with Darion. He finds Thames, 10 on numbers, 2 versus 2. They have to commit this Rolling Thunder, and it just might work out in the end.
Definitely, and the fact that they've only spotted 1, they have no idea that both these players are here. Beautiful flashpoint. Ego is good for 1, and the trade comes in hot. And a thrifty round here from X10. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah, he needs to die. Yeah. He doesn't have creds next round. He was thinking about it.
Okay, should I die here? Should I?
He did die.
Oh, I'm dying.
All right.
If he had a Vandal, you know, maybe not. But
okay, round taken from Bleed. Good to know. But guess who has the operator? Darion finds one. And I think that as defending, you can't ask for a better weapon. Especially on B side, right?
Yep.
When X10 just love to push there. That's exactly what they like to default. But this time, they might just switch it up. They're going for the mid. Control being given right now over to X10. Might just make their way into the B link area though.
Super slow. Bleed, they do have double digits here. But all these players in the server now, they've got their rifles, they've got the information actually from Bleed. They've pushed up A main, but they know for a fact that it's not going to be an A main hit, so they can kind of Got a couple of rotations here and there, but they're going to walk in towards a tripwire. That's going to be the issue here. And they're going to give away their position. Nonetheless, very, very slow play here from X10. Trying to find an opening towards either of these sides. And they make it work. If they do make their way towards A...
Okay, they just gave out their position. I mean, that's mid-connector side. There are some people there just waiting. But guess who's holding out a flank? That's actually Egoist. Finds out that Juicy gonna be tough. But right now, Bleed is somehow managing to thin the numbers of X10. Somehow, some way.
Yeah, Egoist... Oh, hold on a second now. All this information peeking with Darion, but what a shot coming in from Redco. Orbital Strike does come in to delay the attack. But there we go. From along, Wayne is able to take down crazyguy on towards site, and now a 1 versus 3. Scary. Can definitely make things work here, but this guy has been pretty insane. He's giving away all the sound cues he needs, and there it is. Redco picks up another one. Ooh, very, very scary round there for X10 because from our point of view, we can see the flank from Bleed. You know, they've already pushed up A main. As Scary was able to take one player down.
Took 2 members of X10 first real quick. Yeah. So they actually fought a 3 versus 4 situation and came up on top. X10 was super coordinated that round. I'll give it to them. That was beautiful.
Yeah, Redco being able to take down Darion as well towards short. Darion was posted up with that operator, and he just got instantly deleted by Redco. So massive shot there. Wayne came in from long, was just kind of just destroyed anyone playing on towards site. So great stuff from X10. We're gonna need a little bit more of that. But Darion tried to get aggressive with the operator. Egoist was just so ready.
Okay, they managed to push them back there. The fault line didn't actually connect in time, and they managed to zip on, bunny hop out. But still, it's only a 4-on-4. They traded out evenly. Still another operator gone. They don't actually retrieve it in the meantime, and they want to keep it that way. So, actually, they're not going to commit to the art here. They're going to move back onto A side here. They will split Bleed's defenses real down. The turret will not give information like how many are there up on A main, but if anyone knows anything, it's just completely empty.
Yeah, the turret, the fact that it's there, you kind of forces you to clear out every single angle, making your way towards this A site. Nonetheless, they have the lockdown here on towards Neff. There should not be a problem here when it comes to the defense. Scary finds one, but Vera, super aggressive, does manage to trade things back out.
Yeah, they wanted to actually come in and take down the lockdown, but in the end, Vera also ready. Neff, beautiful shot, crispy one onto Wayne, known as I Love Esther. But Reiko left alive. Oh man, got so much to work with, especially only 70 HP. He is tagged. Make it down. The drone came out at the very, very last second when he needed. So 9-11, guys. 1 point away from that match point coming out right now. X10 in a lot of trouble. Looking to maybe drop this 0-2 if they do not buck up.
I mean, had the right idea here for X10. Vera pushed up on toward the site already, but trades and the cover from Bleed was just there. The fact that everybody rotated so quickly on towards the site to shut down the attempt. Neff as well putting down the lockdown to really secure that defense. You know, it just put X10 in a tough spot. They had no time to really rotate back, and well, no time to push that lockdown and get.
I mean, Bleed is just super commanding every single round here. But if you understand X10, you know that you can actually trade blows with Bleed. The only issue is they're always an inch behind Bleed every single time. Like something is missing from this equation, and I also can't put my finger on it. I mean, you gotta understand your moment of vulnerability here, and it's always that match point lead that they cannot take from Bleed every single time. Yeah, we've seen that way too much in Split 1 already. Not the best time to reminiscence, but
oof, difficulties here for X10 as they
reminisce.
Try to make their way towards middle. They've got that mid control here in their hands. Hold the rotations here. A side is completely clear, but they have a little bit of assistance now here as Neff is just around the corner. Fault line gonna be coming in. Tons of damage here done towards Vera already. 50 HP, 47 HP. Cosmic Divide gonna be coming in hot here, so that should be a free spike being planted here.
Oh, but they didn't check main though. Is there anyone there?
Nah,
Most likely. Oh no, it's clear. It's clear because Ego is coming in from A main itself, so they know that no one's flanking. Yikes, the one shot from Dugout. They actually catches a shot onto, was it Thames? Yeah.
Finds one. He's exactly just trying to fight things out. The shorty's out. And just deletes Redco. Crazy guy as well. Everybody chiming in hot with their shots. 5 versus 2 retake. Egoist is good for 2, but the fact that there's just so many members still alive.
By the way.
Smoked off. Oh,
he's gotta reload. He knows, is it enough? It's not enough.
Easy.
He still did so much work. Really, it's so much bearing on Egoist's shoulders every single time I see him being the last man standing. And he always puts in work. Still too many members left alive on Bleed to actually try to even take that round close. Manpower really does matter in the end. Every kill counts. You gotta understand, they went into that 5 people all blazing. Bleed was alive and X10 just dropped like flies.
Yeah, it's tough because there was a smoke in front of him. He got that frag onto the player who was defusing, but he doesn't know that he got the diffuser, you know? So he didn't think about reloading. He thought he would just go for the fight with the 2 extra bullets. If he's able to take down the diffuser, there would be no more time. So unfortunate there, but it do be like that. Match point now for Bleed. Looking to secure things in this first best of 3 series of Split 2. Massive game indeed, and look at Vera. I think at this point, he's just gonna come in, going hot, but he just gets tagged at the wrong time. A beautiful drone coming in from Crazy Guy. Ready and waiting here, just in front of the Sky Smoke as well. Can be very, very dangerous.
We call that the Hail Mary play. There was no one on behind him, you know, he was just in. And if he actually waited just a bit for the second tick of the drone to dissipate, and he might have really got a chance. But no, pushed in too fast, got his head popped, and now it's only going to be 3 members left alive for X10 to try to, you know, get in on site if anything. They're all congregating up there on mid connector.
I like that. You can see Neff, how he set up his A site. He puts that early bot towards long, so he plays towards Art and A main. So, you know, you have that leeway to play with. If they're coming Art, you can fall back towards A main. You know for a fact that it's clear. So I'm going to use this setup. Definitely, but now they've already taken A main control.
Yeah, they can actually take this if they're coordinated enough. And look, they got the numbers down to an even playing field. But the operator on Durion, do not disrespect that. He still has 2 Cloudbursts as well to try to get on those angles to push in if anything. But now he's got the time. 1 cage going to be expanded. Up there on site there, maybe. Juicy with 2 blinds. Yeah, they're going to push it.
3v3. You know how they play this in this man disadvantage. They can definitely make things work, but that's going to be massive frags here from Wayne, from that Art position, from A-Link. Takes 2 down before he gets traded out here by his teammates, but that's double digits now for Thames and the rest of the boys.
Yeah, well played. I think even though Neff has got the right idea, play up on main, but they're coordinated to push him out because they heard the bot up on main too. So maybe they had a chance to think that Neff was up there, and they were right. So they not only got the site, they first got to see on the numbers. Durion once again loses the operator, but this time around he has the Blade Storm.
Dangerous, dangerous knives here in his hands. Slowly now, can X10 keep this up? Durion getting super aggressive. That's definitely going to be a massive, massive kill. Great utility usage coming in from X10 to take down Durion, getting aggressive.
Oh, this push should have happened a long time ago every single time. Maybe managing to catch one off guard, that's about it. They can even... Now they got the reins again. They can still look to commit A if they want. Just wait up there. You know, because Bleed always knows that, you know, B side is X10's comfort spot, right? Yep. So they should always know that X10 will always want to go to B if they can. And they're already poised up for that. Juicy already push out through mid to try to secure that information. That is a lot of info given to Bleed.
Crazy Guy in a bit of a questionable angle. You know, as a Sova playing towards the screens is definitely not what you want. But okay, just instantly obliterated, wall banged. And he just gets taken down. So now, 3v5. Vera finds another one as well. Neff will be good for 1, but the rest of the team just comes in beautifully as a squad and just shuts down and Bleed's defense. 11-12. Once again, this is the scoreline that we had from last game.
No way, right? There's no way Bleed ends this 11-13 now. That's so broken buys. Another operator on Durion, yes, I can respect that. But there's no way. 11-13 again. X10.
This one.
I'm just rooting for X10 right now just because they always fall short from bleed every single time.
2 Guardians, a Spectre, a Bulldog in the hands of bleed. It doesn't look like it's gonna work out, but it is bleed. So X10 is gonna have to run for the money here.
You just have 4 words, guys. But it is bleed. That's all you gotta know. I just want to see how they command the positionings on their defense. No, Guardians are respectable at long range too, right?
What do they have here? Wayne actually has the Cosmic Divide to work with. So if they hit this B site, should be an easy one here. They just have to clear at B halls. But look at the positioning from Bleed already. Once again, they have those 2 members pushing up A main. So lots of information being gained. Crazy Guy, alongside the rest of his team on this B side, will definitely have a lot of work.
Oh, that's Link pushing in already. He does have overdrive to commit if anything too. Oh, here we go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, here we go. Yes, that's the overdrive. We are in. DyAC's gonna be addressed there. Lovely, lovely plays. Initiation or X10. They will hold his post plan right now with 5 members left alive.
Wow, what a plant as well. Super just
open.
Out in the open. You can't do much, but Crazy Guy comes in hot with 2.
How? That's 2. It's not supposed to happen. Now the numbers are going in favor for Bleed. It's planted right in the open. Crazy Guy addressed there. Rico finds one. They got Rico. He's poisoned out for the, for stun. It is connected to mid-roll. It's already out. It's gonna be over. And Bleed again secures 13-11. Same scoreline. This is the cursed scoreline now for X10. They're gonna have nightmares.
Not like this. How does Bleed just steal it every single time when that moment is just there for the taking for X10? They find, what, 2 frags? They find 2 openings.
Everything is just so good.
It just slowly, like the dream just slips away, you know?
How did that collab happen? I didn't even get to see it.
I just saw one guy. I didn't see 2.
I saw one guy.
It might be a little bit too far from the screen, but man, just that opening pick right there.
Just that itself turned the entire game around. If anything, both games that we've seen so far has their MVP around. That one was Crazy Guy, for sure. Like that collab was one thing. It was planted around the open. It was so ready. They had the right initiation. I'm talking about X10 here. They had the right idea to hold long for their post plan, but Bleed was so ever ready to know how to isolate these numbers and also a bit of luck.
Crazy Guy just finds the timing to swing out. Oh, and pick down 2 players. I mean, that is not supposed to happen. I mean, just insane. And the fact that as Scary was still alive, the sky smoke is massive. It takes so damn long for it to dissipate.
Exactly.
So if you're going for a Ninja Diffuse, man, the sky smoke is exactly what you want. But all throughout this map, these teams have been fighting back and forth. X10, they lost a little bit of their fight, the determination, but they were able to bring it back. 12-11.
I mean, they shouldn't feel too disheartened. It's only the first game of like split 2.
Yeah.
They're gonna be round robins up anyway. Not to say that like there's gonna be split 3 or anything, but they just gotta still just give it their all. It's gonna be Ascension next, and by no means that X10 is a team that's worth scorning at. They performed so well on split 1.
Yeah.
It's just it's unfortunate that they are going up against their arch nemesis in their first game itself on split 2.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I wish we could have seen that last replay. Because I'm not sure if Crazy Guy was able to take down Astra. I know for a fact he took down, I think it was Sova on the other team, or I don't know. I don't remember. But if he took down Astra with a double, that would have been insane because the pull, the gravity well, I think would have been there to delay. But nonetheless, in the end, 13-11 for both these 2 games. Bleed, they come out on top, winning the first opening series here.